The Hageman brothers wrote for Ninjago from the pilot episodes to season 6, including seasons 8 and 9. They created a show loved by children and others around the world. But these installments they wrote have got some freaky, deplorable, and downright nasty plot lines. What's strange is that these things they wrote aren't noticed much by the wider Ninjago community. And in some areas of the fandom, this stuff is straight up ignored or even praised. I'm going to break down some of the slop the Hagemans have written over the years that I feel can be deemed as problematic. But before that, don't let my calling out of these guys alter your views on the franchise. You can still enjoy these seasons, I couldn't care less, unless you start blindly defending the problematic writing, then that's another issue. Our journey starts all the way back to 2011, when Ninjago first released. The pilot episodes introduced the world of Ninjago and was the foundation of what we have today. One of those things include what I definitely consider to be the most popular ship in the fandom, Jaya. My opinions on this ship could really be its own video, but for now, I'm going to specifically talk about its origins, because they're a little weird. After Wu recruits Kai, Jay, Zan, and Cole to form his ninja team, Kai reminds Wu that he's only here to save his sister, Nia. This, for some inexplicable reason, prompts Jay to ask if Nia is hot. Now, at first, this just seems like a joke, haha, funny line for the shits and giggles, and I'd probably think that too if it ended here, but as we all know, it definitely did not. Jay doubles down on this seconds later for a girl he does not know at all, which I find really strange. If he's acting like this, you'd expect that he's had at least one interaction with Nia before, but he just heard of the existence of this woman and got down to business. This brings us to the next pilot episode, where Kai and Nia tame Flame. Jay finally has his first interaction with Nia and starts flirting. Aside from Jay doubling down on this weird behavior, there isn't anything too bad about this scene, except for that one skybound scene that retroactively made it shit. But take notice that in this scene, along with the previous one, Kai is visibly upset by Jay continuously hitting on his sister. Now, cutting to the end of the episode, where the ninja go to Ignatia after saving the day, Nia runs out of the blacksmith shop and gives Kai a hug. And then Jay comes along and. My turn! Now, just wait a minute. Keep in mind, Jay is still damn near a stranger to these two. And now he's going up to Nia, relieved that her brother made it back home alive, saying, "My turn? Who does this guy think he is?" And to put icing on the cake, Kai just watches them hug and just accepts it? Huh? As far as I can tell, there hasn't been any real implication in between the previous Jaya scene and the current one that would ever hint to us that Kai changed his mind about this man he just met that's kicking over his sister. He just shakes his head with a smile and goes, "Ah, there they go again, those rascals." Like, man, where did this switch up come from? This wouldn't be nearly as bad as it is if there were Jaya scenes in between the Fire Temple and Ignatia scenes that showed Kai that maybe Jay isn't all that bad, but nope, these interactions are one after the other with a completely random change of heart. I won't speak for the relationship as a whole, but the origins of it have very strange implications, and Jay comes off as a complete incel. It's just screaming, we need a signature franchise relationship as soon as possible. Moving on, we have season 2. This one is also about Nia because Hagemans genuinely treat her like a disposable wipe. As far as I can tell, I think this is the first instance of Ninjago writing that can be seen as disgusting. During Garmadon's shenanigans with the Mega Weapon, he created the Evil Ninja. After finding out where Nia is, one of the ninjas, specifically Bizarro J, goes to the auto body shop to meet with her. He does a little flirting and casually finds out where the ninja are located, just the usual evil business. He then realizes, Darkness is pretty far. I'll need a ride to get there. Lucky for him, the ultrasonic raider is right in front of him. He can do something normal like use Spinjitzu on Nia, steal the keys to the raider and leave, but no. Instead he decides to assault her, use that as a distraction to take the keys, and then drive off with the others. And that's not even all. For some reason, the Hagemans decided it was a great idea to have Nia enjoy getting assaulted. I don't even want to know what could have possibly been going through their heads when writing this, but I feel like it permanently damages the brain chemistry of 1 in 10 people who watch it. On some apps, I somehow see this scene either getting defended by people who glaze the ever living hell out of the older seasons, or just find that kind of behavior to be Sigma. Sometimes it's both, really. Partially adding on to season 2, Nia does absolutely fuck all in this season. At this point in time, her main gimmick is Samurai X, and that was only present in 1 episode out of 13. For the latter half of the season, she has the excuse of being on the Dark Island, so I guess she might have just not brought it with her. But for the first half, she really doesn't do anything significant. She saved a ninja here and there, but ultimately, her overall existence wasn't anything noteworthy. Now, this next segment is completely unrelated to Ninjago, but I really wanted to put it in here because it adds to my point. The Hagemans wrote a movie titled Troll Hunters Rise of the Titans. I am extremely confident that I will never watch this movie in full because everything I've heard about it is just abysmal dog ass. But there's just a specific plot line in here that's just so weird. One of the characters hooks up with some, I don't even know what she is, and kisses her 7 times, but makes him pregnant. Then they just have several scenes of this guy about to give birth until he finally does and splatters goo everywhere. I don't know why the Hagemans thought anyone would take any pleasure or enjoyment in watching something like that. Maybe they were trolling, maybe it's a fetish, who knows. But it's still wild they wrote this in the script and said, yeah, this is the one. Now there's plenty of other examples of the Hagemans and Jago seasons having very problematic and weird writing decisions. But most of them can be taken in more depth and deserve a standalone video. But it's a good thing the Hagemans stopped writing for Ninjago years ago, and we don't have to deal with them in the modern day. That would be hell on earth.